Radium One is focused on the enormous growth of social sharing and looking at those connections and how we can use those social sharing connections as a way to connect brands with their most valuable audiences online. So if you look at the space and say, well, Facebook has grown to over 800 million people, or search has grown to so many searches per day, and it's exploding on mobile. We look at the explosion in social sharing. If you go and you look at how many things are shared every day, that number is growing on an order of magnitude almost on a daily basis. And that is what some people would categorize as big data, and that is pure fodder for us to help brands connect with their most valued consumers online in a way that's different than people have been doing it in the past. Everyone has been looking at buying data sets and buying an audience segment. But those days are over in our minds. Those days are well behind us because that's static data. And so what we're looking at is this rich, real-time sharing data that the web enables.
I think IC Group has an excellent opportunity to connect. Instead of in silos with millions of consumers with each of our customers base, I think we have the opportunity to connect with tens of millions of consumers across the web and start to bring value propositions to them from their brands and drive loyalty and drive purchase behavior in a more innovative and digital way. And I think that's the path for IC Group. We have great resources and great teams that are very technically savvy and understand the web. And I think the door's open for us to really get out there and build those engagement strategies with consumers and brands.
I think it's important to make sure that our clients are always educated in what's new in the industry and what's coming, and understand that they need to be aware of where marketing spend should be and how marketing should change. Obviously shifting dollars from the traditional media into digital and what the ROI can be on that and the impact it can make in a much quicker, shorter time, being part of the conversation in the digital world. Vision is to really make sure that we stay on trend with what's happening and how the industry is changing and what's the right technologies that we need to make sure we're developing to keep growing those insights and integrate into all the touch points that the consumers get, whether it's mobile, whether it's web, whether it's social, etc.
The strategy that we have to really engage our users and grow our consumer base is really predicated on delivering not just the volume of content, but to make sure it's quality driven and engaging. If our tagline is all things food and drink, we're crossing everything from the in-home recipe decision maker, someone who's enamored with food, to then going outside the home and saying, well, if that's the way you look at the category, when you dine out, I'm sure you still want those same sensibilities reflected. You're going to dine in a place that's similar to the quality recipes that you were looking at. So food is such a community-driven and sharing experience, from holidays to get-togethers to the serendipity of finding great restaurants when you travel. It's somewhat daunting to say you're going to be all things food and drink, and that's the beauty of what our founder, Jim Spanfeller, realized when he created the company, that the aperture in the marketplace wasn't on the periphery. There's lots of recipe sites, thousands of different types of sites. There's a huge opportunity for us to kind of cover the category in a very unique way, because nobody has really looked at it that way. And we want to make sure that while we're casting a wide net, we're still reaching influencers and the people who really embrace food. And I think that sets us up really well for the future.
Well, I think the most interesting thing in our world is the integration with third-party technologies. As the entire digital industry evolves, our technology is being built to truly button up to a lot of those things, and it's taking us and our clients into a lot of places that we've never gone before.